want to. But let's look at these homeworks. I'm giving you 2 homeworks for one night, and I didn't combine them into one paper because there's a lot of examples from class. So I thought about doing what I did with the other paper, where I just have one paper of examples and another paper. But I actually do want to see that you engaged with these problems. So when you turn in 412, I'll be looking for your figure 0s and figure 4s drawn on this piece of paper. This needs to be out right now. Same thing with 413. I'll be looking for, did you engage with this paper? But on the back of 412, if you would like, now it's up to you, but if you would like, you may skip 17A. And between 20 and 21, you can pick which one of those you want to do, or you can do both. Up to you. And then, and again, please don't freak out. This is all being recorded, so if I'm going too quick, you can catch up with it later. Guys, this actually isn't, this is all one question up here. This is a pretty short question, because you're just doing a quick calculation. So in 27, pick A or B. And then I would like you to do both of these problems, but they both shouldn't be that tough. If they are, come get help from me, because I want to know that you're struggling on this. But so on the back of 413, the only thing we're skipping is you can pick A or B there. And then we're going to dive in, because I would love it if we have some homework time, which we very well might end up having homework time today. So on the front of 412, and actually I might just pull this up, you have this pattern. I want you and your teammate to chat with each other, and then hopefully you can agree, but you don't have to. I want you to draw what you think figure 4 would look like, but then also, and sometimes more difficult, I want you to draw what figure 0 would look like. So again, I'm trying to be nice and put these on a piece of paper so you don't have to draw everything. But what I should see, now guys, be careful. You will run out of space eventually. So you might want to start your drawing at the right edge. Just be careful. You're going to run out of space if you don't put your drawing in the right place. Talk with your partner and then do that for all of these patterns. Try to figure out what figure 4 would look like and what figure 0 would look like. Any questions on the direction? All right. Where do we always pick up our papers on? Well, I guess I did hand out a paper yesterday. I should catch myself on that. I did actually do the work and hand out the paper. Dang, already on the 3rd? Jeez. Jeez. Whoa! Got some potty mouths in here.
What? Wait, how that one's cut off. What do we do?
Oh, there is still one single square. Sorry, I keep forgetting that each year to make that edit. So down here at the bottom, there is still a single square on the top of it. So sorry, that should have been there. No, then 2 and 3 and 4. Like, yeah, once you get 1 done, move on. That's why as I was walking around, people are saying they're already on 3. Excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat. You could flip the paper over and work on homework. Now remember, you're also doing figure 0, which is sometimes tougher. So let's bring this together and see who's got some good stuff for us. Charlie, can you talk me through how to draw? I'll let you pick either figure 0 or figure 4 for tile pattern 1. Do you want me to come back to you then? Okay, I'll just put you a couple cards down. Vivian, how can you can pick figure 0 or 4. Help me out with pattern 1. Okay, so get rid of those. So to draw it, just draw what? So like a vertical stack of 2. Anyone disagree? So Vivian recognized these are extending as we go to the right. So as I go to the left, I'd be taking them away. This is extending as I go to the right. So as I go to the left, I'd be doing the opposite. So Ahmad, how could I draw figure 4 here?
So add like 4 of like the I don't know how to explain it. Like the little like diagonal.
Yeah, I
like,
want to start here.
Yeah.
So you said 4 of those?
Yeah. And then the giant box is 2 by 5.
2 by 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, K.
And then 4 of the little diagonal things again.
Guys, I know it's one big box, but it might help your brain to draw the sections. And you said how many of these again?
4.
I wonder if we could write a rule to represent what just happened. You don't need to, but I wonder. Very good work, guys. Cora, you can choose 0 or 4, like tile pattern or figure 0 or figure 4. What do you want to do?
Figure 0 is just like a 1 block.
Just like a 1 block?
Yeah.
So just. I am so lonely. That's it?
Yeah.
So wait, so going up, what sort of growth do we see going up?
Like on each of like the things, you add like 1 to each I don't know.
Yeah, like the motion aided. Do it for the class. Like the whole thing, right? So every single like arm, leg, whatever you want to call it, every appendage of this. So 1, 2, 3. Guys, I would love to have you up here more, but it takes about twice as long when you guys come to the board. So sorry, sometimes I just got to get through content because we have a lot to learn in this class because we have 2 courses to get through, or 1.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our lonely guy in the middle. All right, good work. I wonder, this feels like it might be easier to make a rule than the first one. If we were gonna make a rule, I feel like the second one might be easier. Tile pattern 3, Gus.
For figure 4, on
Ooh,
the
you're doing
right
4.
side you have 4 times 3, like a 4 times 3 box.
Okay. so 4 tall or 3 tall?
3 tall.
3 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide. Okay.
And they have like 2 blocks on the bottom left corner.
Okay.
And then you have 5 by 1 5 tall things sticking out.
Okay. So you recognize that this was growing. This was growing out. This was not growing. Okay. That makes me more curious about what figure 0 is going to look like. Charlie, do you have figure 0 on this one?
Yes, it's just three squares.
Like horizontal or vertical or so just
I
3
said that
horizontal?
wrong. I said that wrong.
No, I think you said it right. You said 3 horizontal?
I think I actually said diagonal.
You're well at first, but then I think you corrected yourself. It's okay. So Gus had been saying these guys stay the same, right? This stays the same, and we kept it the same. As this was reducing, we were taking like this one disappears as we go back. So then if this one disappears, it's totally gone. This was growing up by 1 extra. So as we go down, we're getting 1 less. Okay. So this is that. So we got that and that. Nice. So 3, yeah, just 3 squares. Questions? And pattern 4 that I had a goof up on, I think I just was cutting things too quickly. Mick, you want 0 or 4?
I'll do 4.
Okay.
So, you have 2 blocks with the 1 gap in between at the bottom.
Oh, you're starting at the bottom. All right, 2 blocks.
So 2 by 1.
That's an eraser. So you said block gap in between. So like that. Okay.
And then 2 more on top of it.
Oh, okay. So we got like some legs here. At least when I visualize, these are our legs that are growing.
And then a 2 by 3 on top of that.
And that's our, transformer body. Yeah, now you see it, right? Ha!
And then 1 block on top of that.
Why should we get the FedEx logo?
It has arrows with E and the X.
Way to ruin it. Once you see it, you will never unsee it. I should be getting a kickback from FedEx, by the way. FedEx, you need to, pay me for my service or something. All right, you ready? Once you see it, you will never unsee it. This is what we call good design. UPS's logo is silly. FedEx, what do? They move things from place to place. There's an arrow. The font they chose. This has nothing to do with the math we're doing. It's just cool, and I like teaching you guys about the world. FedEx has one of the best logos. Amazon's is pretty good too because it's A to Z, and it's kind of like a smiley face. But yeah, FedEx has one of the best logos. All right, moving on. Owen? Nope, moving on. Yeah, I know. I heard you trying to say it. I ignored it on purpose. So now, on your 413 paper, we're going to look at this mathematically. So I want us to take what's on our 412, also why I did not put the prints together. Hey, I need like the 4 people that are choosing to make noise right now to stop, just so I can finish instructions and let you guys work. I'd probably actually set my papers like this. I don't know. You can do what you want. Counting the number of tiles that we have in our figures, we're going to fill those numbers in over here. And if you start to recognize a rule and you want to try to formalize a rule, we're going to put that here. Hold on. There's more. Then at the bottom, we're going to graph this, but I wouldn't do anything with your graph until you figure out how high up in value you need to go. Because if our x-axis is our figure number, because normally we do like x, y, sorry, you can't see, well, x, y, like normally our table is x, y. So if x is our figure number, do you think we should only go like 1, 2, 3, 4? No, we're probably going to choose a bigger scale, right? We're even probably bigger than that. But so right now, just do the top part, fill in, and if you think you know the rule, that's why I left space out to the right. So again, your rule would be like the number of tiles equals, and x is your figure number. I'm going to give you at least 5 minutes because I think you guys need some good time to talk and start to kind of play with rules. You could also on this paper like write numbers on this paper. Something smells fishy again today. Actually, it is probably me. What? I did a leg workout last night. I was sweating. I do not like legs. I mean, I like my legs, but I do not like doing the leg. I had to do like the whole like back squat things and like the like. Your paper's not done? But okay, what? But you did work out. I don't know what. Nice. I'm jealous of your gym setup. We're pretty much all free weights at home. So I'm gonna need your guys' help because I can't look at both slides at the same time. But I've heard a lot of you discussing the patterns that you think exist. Start at 2, start at 1, start at 2. I can remember that. Start at 2, start at 1, start at 3. Did I wrong? All right, I did not grab the right page over. Where am I? All right, I have lost the order of my pages, so we're just going to do this. Where did you go? Guys, my smart software is just really disagreeing with me right now. I really want to be able to write it on there, but all right, we'll start here, I guess, because smart is being silly. I need help. Figure 0. Let's just shout it. I just need. What do we start with?
2,
And then
6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125,
is hard. It's okay. Tile pattern 2. Wait, how? I'm not even looking at the screen that we had. How am I able, and we'll take hands for this. How am I able to keep filling these? This starts at 3, right? How am I able to keep filling these in without really? What, Ada? I love that I said I'll take hands on this, but so each of these has been going up by 4. Guys, you can make a little note on your paper. What we notice is a lot of +4, because then it's going to relate to the rule that we're going to write. +4. So wait, what about tile pattern 4? What's it start at? 3, 3, 5. Wait, because that transformer was just adding the legs? Right, that transformer was different. He was just making the legs longer so he could stand up taller. So this is +2. Hey, let's make an agreement. Let's try to use as much of our graphs as possible when we graph things. So, what I need someone to do, if somebody might have already done it, count how many squares we have. Count how many squares we have on the x-axis. So 35 squares.
35.
So if we want to get to, if we want to get to 5 at least, because we're going to go the next one, right? Might as well. I could go a maximum scale of 7 boxes equals 1. But that feels awkward to go 7 boxes equals 1. Let's do 5. So let's say this is 1. So 5 boxes is 1. 10 boxes is 2. I'm going to stop talking. And there was much rejoicing. Because then we can extend our graph farther than we might necessarily need to, but at least we used most of the graph.
Oh, and the y-axis is 24.
And so, hold up. Now, hold on. How high do we need to get in our, how high do we need to get in our y values? At least 20, probably higher up than that. So we should probably just keep this axis 1 to 1. Guys, here's my advice if you're doing 1 to 1. Don't, you can label the first 1, but then do not label everything. 2, 3, 4. I would go by 5s. And if we run out of space, our line can just go off the graph. But now, and you can see that I color-coded mine. If you want to go ahead and color-code and use highlighter or whatever, you can. Take this data, like all of these data sets, we're going to put it on the graph. So, for example, my blue, because I made tile pattern 1 blue, starts at 0, 2. So I'm going to go 0, 2, 1, 6, 2, 10, math for sure has sound effects. And then, after you graph all of those points that we have, move on to tile pattern 2. I color-coded. You don't have to, but I think it might help you. But you only boop when you add a point. You can't just boop randomly. Then people might like call you like Betty Boop. You're showing your immaturity by not being able to handle me being goofy and you take it too far. Like that shows our immaturity. 314. Rulers always live in the back, but if you go get one, you need to put it away because what you borrow, you need to be responsible for. Now, I wouldn't make it super heavy, but we should be able to draw a line and connect all those points. It should be a straight line because that pattern was staying consistent. Zero, one. What do you guys notice about tile pattern 2 when we put it on the graph? Yeah, it's kind of like following the leader. Say more. Is it because you're using your binder to hide the fact that you're actually doing your homework back there, or? Well, it looks suspicious. It looks suspicious. No, you don't. You're in the corner. Like, I don't know how much more corner I can give you, but I don't like the binder being up in front of you. What we did, to reiterate, is we determined the figure number was going to be our X value on the graph. We didn't have to do that, but we agreed because we want to all be doing the same thing. The number of tiles is your Y. So this table, we grabbed and made this the point 0, 2. This point was 1, 6. Evelyn, you with me? Because I'm explaining this for you. This point was 210. This point was 314. So those points are on our graph now. Does it make sense how we got the points on our graph?
Yep.
Aren't you the one who said I've never been more confused? Were you joking or serious? Because I'm re-explaining this for you.
No, okay, because we numbered the bottom ones 1 to 7 because we were skipping by 5s.
Yeah.
And then, but we numbered this 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so how do you point the plots if there aren't the same measurement scale?
So my X's, I'm following the X scale. But then to go to the Y, I'm following the Y scale. Your axes do not have to be scaled the same. If you wanted them to be scaled like the same, you can. Like I could grab graph paper and redo this and scale it the same. What I'll notice is these lines get a lot steeper because if this compresses in to a very small amount of graph, everything just gets really tight. So the reason we did this was to keep our graph from being so tight.
Okay.
You can scale it the same if you want to. 0, 3. Huh, this smells fishy too. What do we notice about tile pattern 3? What? That was the last dot, sunshine. These 3 lines. Hey, I have like 3 more minutes of teaching to get done. These 3 lines all seem to be following each other. What in math do we call that? These 3 lines. Ooh, Alex? Evelyn's? I think I just heard you whisper it. Ooh, close. Take off the O-gram.
A parallel line.
They are parallel lines. You guys ever notice like the L's in parallel? I don't even know if I spelled this right.
There's 2 L's.
2 L's here, right? You're right. Good thing I teach math. But if we go to tile pattern 4, Hold on. 0, 3. Okay, same spot. 0, 3. But then 1, 5. 1, 5. Now I'm same spot there. 2, 7. 3, 9. 4, 11. I'm doing tile pattern 4 now. You have these on your paper. Is our pink line or is your line for tile pattern 4 also parallel? No. And this tells us my purple, blue, green, these all have the same slope. Parallel lines have what we call the same slope. I'm going to write this on that slope, right? But our pink line does not have the same slope because it has a completely different rule and it changes by a different amount. Now, real quick, the rule. I'm going to give you the rule for the pink one and see if you guys can figure it out for the other one. How much is our tile pattern 4 growing by each time? 2. Every time the x changes, we go up by 2. But even when x was 0, what did y equal when x was 0? 3. Our rule for our pink line is 2x plus 3. I want to see if you and your partners can figure out the other rules up here for tile patterns A, B, and C. 1, 2, and 3. They're all going to have something in common. Hey, I got like 2 minutes. I got 1 minute at least, and I plan to use it. Mick, did I call on you on the last pro? Yeah, no, I called on you. Ada, do you have a guess for the rule for tile pattern 1? Okay, what about 3? Absolutely, because we're growing by 4, and even when x was 0, we had a y of 3. Ella, you want to try 1 or 2? Yeah, 2 is 4x plus 1. And class, what is tile pattern 1's rule?
4x plus 2.
Have a great lunch.
You too.
Thank you. What? Oh, thank you. I thought you were saying I was your favorite math teacher. I'm like, well, I'm your only math teacher right now. But...
I mean, like, he's
Oh,
not
well,
wrong.
thanks.
I mean, that wouldn't be wrong, right? Like
he said, actually, that's true. Like, at first it was a lie.
So you're my least favorite math teacher and my favorite math teacher.
Is that your only math teacher you've had since you got here?
Yeah. So when I just said that I had a favorite brother, then I can say that I'm also her best brother. So
Now I'm not answering just because it bothers you guys that I'm not answering. But I honestly don't have a favorite. Hold on, let me stop this recording because it's awkward and now it's just recording like white noise. Didn't realize this was still going.